All right, let's get this show on the road. Here we go. Hey, yo, what it is and what's good, y'all? Welcome back to 280 Plus, the social media podcast where I take the conversations off the timeline and go beyond the tweets, posts, whatever you want to call it. I'm your host, Los Def, and I'm back here for episode 168 of the platform. So if you're new to the channel, I'd like you to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you want to join the conversation, just leave a comment. You can react to the reels or any of our other content that we have going on other social media platforms. And if you know anybody that might be interested in watching the content, hit that share button and share the link to them. All right. So, yeah, man, we back here for episode 168, and we're going to just try to get started pretty quickly. I did want to share something that I discovered recently, very recently, whatever. So, we like to talk about food and stuff like that sometimes, you know what I mean? If I have my fast food correspondent on here, y'all know Levi, you know what I mean? If I have my fast food correspondent on here, we like to talk about different little treats and anything that's kind of going on in the world that's brand new. Well, this is something that might not be brand new, but it's a location, right? It's a very popular chain, right? That we like to go to, or in general, I'm talking about America. But this location was very unique, right? So this is what I just discovered. I was in the DC area recently, right? And I discovered a 24-hour. And first off, 24, like, I know the pandemic is over and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I know hours have changed, but like, can we get 24-hour stores back going on? Like, I need 24-hour Walmart. I need 24-hour giant, grocery stores. Around my way, we got Giant, we got Wise Markets. You know what I'm saying? I need 24-hour Walmarts back, you know what I mean? Because if I want to, it could be the weekend, it could be during the week. If I need to grab something. Now, obviously, you can't get everything at those 24-hour places. Like, like the deli is closed or the bakery, they ain't got all the stuff out there. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we could still consume and buy that we might need ahead of time the day before, right? But anyway, so yeah, 24 hours just blew my mind. So I discovered a 24-hour Taco Bell, right? So it was dope. I was like, yo, 24-hour Taco Bell, like, you know what I mean? After we done do what we gotta do, let's slide to the Taco Bell, right? So went into the Taco Bell, right? So then not only was it 24 hours, right? Not only was it 24 hours, this Taco Bell sold alcohol. Now, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't live in the biggest city, you know what I mean? I never even seen nothing like this in Philly, you know what I mean? So where I'm at, I never seen nothing like this even in Baltimore. Granted, if I'm in Baltimore, or Philly, I'm probably not going to Taco Bell's either. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to other places, but it was, yeah, I mean, it was convenient. But they sold alcohol there. So best believe I got myself a Baja Blast Freeze with some whiskey in it. Yeah, I mean, they had whiskey, and I think you could have kind of picked the levels. They had beer, they had liquor, but yeah, you could definitely spike your drink. You could spike your, Baja Blast Freeze or whatever freeze, cherry freeze. I think no, matter of fact, I didn't get a Baja Blast. I'm lying. I got cherry because I wanted this. They had this like island berry or something like that, and they ain't had no berry. So then I got the cherry freeze, and I was like, yo, put some whiskey up in that joint. And yeah, it was lit. And I'm like, yeah, I need to tell people about this, whatever. So that's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, man, that was a cool discovery. Moving on though, and just kind of, football season is underway. Obviously, we're probably pretty much at the halfway point of the football season. My son's football season is coming to an end, and they didn't do the best. You know what I mean? They might be like 3-4, something like that, really, really mediocre. Might be, trying to fight to get to 500, but we're approaching the last game, and I'm a little bit happy, man. I'm a little bit happy just because it just opens up the schedule. So I wouldn't say this is the first time I experienced my son being like a real athlete, but it was kind of close. Now swimming, when he does swimming in the summer, it is intense because it's like every day they practice. They have meets twice a week, sometimes three times a week, but it's quick. It's like a month long for real. Football season was like 2 months, right? But like it just I think it's because the school year's back going on. It's in the evening, it's getting dark, it's cold, sometimes it's hot. And then my son's league, man, they just had the most erratic schedule ever. Like it's not like the rinks or midgets, whatever, they play at 3 o'clock on Sundays. You know what I mean? Every Sunday. No, it was like sometimes it'd be on a Saturday at 12. Then sometimes it's a Sunday at 3. Then we're coming back and he got a Monday game at 5. And then we got a Saturday game at 6, or you know what I mean? Like it was always something different, right? So but yeah, I'm glad that's kind of come to a close. Basketball season about to start. The real basketball season, NBA season just started, and we're going to talk a little bit about the tip-off games that we saw the other night. What else we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about Love Is Blind. I watched the finale. I'm on point. I'm on point. I found a way to watch it so I could react to it pretty quickly. All right. So yeah, Love Is Blind. We're gonna talk about the tip off. What else did I have on the docket? What else? What else? Not no the docket, not the because I got a couple different things open up here. What else we was gonna talk about? Love Is Blind. Oh, yes, 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 yes. And we're gonna talk about a debut album, a fire debut album, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna tell you about that artist in a little bit there. So yeah. So let's get started. Let's get started. Oh, and then I did have a couple other little maybe things that we can react to and leave some commentary. But y'all know the election is right around the corner. So we're a couple weeks away. Like we're like less than 2 weeks away from the election, right? At this point. And we have a guy, man. We have some people that might be trying to sway the election. So like I'm not into snitching or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even into people, sending people to jail, right? But like we got to do something to get this man deported, right? And who am I talking about? I'm talking about nobody else than Elon Musk, man. Get this man deported. Where's the petition at so we can get him out of here, out of this country? Because I'm tired of him at this point, right? So one, I mean, he's too. It's not even the fact that he has money; it's that he's misinformed. And the thing is, if he was using his money for good, I would probably, I would probably support it, right? And I don't mean like socialism and things like that. I don't mean necessarily like handouts, but like if he was using his power and influence for good, it'd be one thing. But like he is so he's so full of himself, right? And he does not realize like his own privilege, right? He talks as if he's like a regular ass person. And granted, he is deep down, he is just a person. He bleeds just like I bleed, right? Bleeds just like I bleed. But he don't even realize like, yo, bro, you don't live in this world. Like you, not saying that you can't talk about politics, whatever, but like you're not even from this country, first off. You're not even from America. So you don't know for real, what be happening. But like you act like you got it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Like you did not get nothing out the mud. Your dad, you know what I'm saying, is a blood gem, a blood emerald merchant. You know what I'm saying? Like he had blood emerald mines in South Africa and things like that. So it's like it's you've been rich your whole life. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, I mean, you're a successful man. Obviously, he's intelligent, like you know what I'm saying, but he is misinformed. He's misinformed and he's dangerous, man. He's dangerous. So we all know that he's a big Trump supporter. And it's not even the fact that he's a Trump supporter. It's not even that. But did y'all hear what he's doing? He's giving out money, right, for people to vote. You know what I'm saying? He's giving out money. He's doing a lottery for people to register to vote. Now, if you ask me, that seems a little bit questionable. You know what I'm saying? So here's an article that I seen. It said Justice Department warns Elon Musk that his $1 million giveaway to register voters may be illegal. So let's just read some of this here. It says the Justice Department warned Elon Musk America PAC, right, in recent days that his $1 million sweepstakes to register voters in swing states may violate federal law. People briefed on the matter told CNN. Musk, who has thrown his support behind former President Donald Trump and is spending millions of dollars supporting his candidacy, publicized the $1 million prize by his political action committee, aiming to increase voter registrations in hotly contested states. Musk's initial response to pay prizes to register voters immediately raised concerns from election law experts and some state officials who questioned whether it ran afoul of the law. Federal law, right, bars paying people to register to vote. The language of the petition currently promises $1 million prizes to people chosen at random for signing the petition in support of First and Second Amendment freedoms, right? That's how it's worded. However, to sign the petition, you must be registered to vote. So obviously, he's encouraging people to register to vote so they can be a part of his $1 million giveaway, right? A letter from the Justice Department's Public Integrity Section, which investigates potential election-related law violations, went to Musk's Political Action Committee, according to people briefed on the matter. CNN has reached out seeking comment from Musk. Several email addresses listed on the Super PAC's website. The group's treasurer and Musk press team at this X platform. The Justice Department declined to comment. We want to try to get over 1 million, maybe 2 million voters in battleground states to sign the petition in support of First and Second Amendment, Musk said in announcing the sweepstakes at a Trump campaign event in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania on Saturday. We are going to be awarding $1 million randomly to people who have signed the petition every day from now until the election. After Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, a Democrat and former state attorney general, said Sunday that the giveaway was deeply concerning and deserved legal scrutiny. Musk posted on his X platform that it was concerning that he would say such a thing. In response to a post claiming Musk was paying to register Republicans, Musk said winners can be from any or no political party, and you don't even have to vote. He did not address the potential legal problem of opening the lottery to register voters, right? So that's the thing. You cannot you so as much as people give, like, for example, let's say the Democratic Party. So for people who give the Democratic Party flack for like celebrities kind of joining the campaign, the one thing that celebrities don't do is they don't necessarily promise to give people stuff to register to vote. You know what I'm saying? Now the language doesn't particularly say that, but like I think any law expert can kind of sift through the weeds and say like, hey, like you know what you're doing, right? You know what you're doing. You're telling people to sign it. Oh, you're giving them a certain amount of money to register to vote to support these particular rights. However, right? However, we know we know that it could obviously sway some people, right? So I don't even think I necessarily realized the all the time that Pennsylvania was such an important state. Like I know we matter on the electoral college board. We represent, 20 some votes possibly, right? So like we definitely matter, but like I didn't realize how contested that Pennsylvania was. So Pennsylvania is considered a swing state, and that's where I'm from, that's where I live. And yo, these people have been coming here like all in the last like 2 months. These people coming here. Like Trump was just in Lancaster, PA, on the other Sunday, right? What was it? Maybe the 20th? Yeah, he was in Lancaster, PA on the 20th. Elon Musk was in Harrisburg on the 19th. Earlier in October, Kamala Harris, or no, Tim Walz was in York, PA. Trump was in York, PA, in September. He's been going back and forth to PA. That's PA's where he got shot the one time. So like it's a lot of stuff, right? That was in July. But like, yeah, like they're coming, so they make sure they go to the battleground states. If it's a state that they know they're gonna potentially win, they kind of avoid it. But if it's a state that has flipped back and forth, because in the 2020 election, right? It went blue, right? It went to Biden, but then in the 2016 election, it was red. In the Obama elections, it was blue. Both Obama elections, it was blue. But then I think it's been blue for a while, but I think when George H.W. Bush was president, I think it was red again back then. So like it can be blue for a while, but then it's been red as well. You know what I mean? In other instances. And then like historically even before George H.W., this was a red state as well. So it matters. It matters to people, and it is dangerous to be offering money, right? To get people to sign a petition, but knowing that the stipulation to sign a petition is that you have to be registered to vote. Now he's trying to cover his butt by saying like, "Oh, you don't even have to vote, and it don't matter what political party." But like, it's the optics of it. And like I said, like somebody like Elon Musk, he don't even realize like what he's doing a lot of times. Like, or maybe he does realize it, and and people just look at him as a genius, but it's like, no, he's dumb. Like he's smart, but he's dumb. Like what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Like you think that this is gonna fly? But like I said, like celebrities, even when they endorse certain politicians, they don't promise to give people stuff, and that's where he's kind of crossing the line there. So what do you think? What do you think? You think that he's committing some type of election fraud, or is he you know affecting the integrity of the election by having a lottery, basically? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Let me know. Let me know. All right. So I'm gonna get into Love Is Blind now. Like, so we're just gonna jump right to it, right? I'm not gonna save it for later in the show because we're gonna talk about this album, and then we're gonna talk about all the NBA, the debuts, and maybe some football. And like I said, if we have some time, we'll react to some videos, right? So, Love Is Blind, Love Is Blind. So I found a way to watch it the day that it aired, right? The day that Love Is Blind aired, I was able to watch it, and I'm caught up. So I took some time over the weekend, and I ain't gonna lie, I was passively watching some of these episodes, but I was able to get caught up, right? And so now, like I said, I didn't want to call this. This is not recap and record, right? It's not recap and record, but and shout out to my man Levi, right? I don't want to step on his toes. I don't want to make him think like, oh, look, you just wanted to do this by yourself. No, it's not like that. It just flows, man. The content kind of just flows. And it's crazy because with Love Is Blind, I really thought that the purpose was for as many couples as possible to walk down the aisle, and I'm starting to believe that that's not the purpose no more. Or if it is the purpose, this was another failure. This was another failure. Right. So that's all I'll say. I'll start with that. This is another failure. So I had to take the weekend to kind of catch up to some of the other episodes, and I was like missing a bunch of narratives and things like that. So we're gonna maybe try to catch up, and then we'll talk about the actual finale, right? So let's start with the fact that I think we came into this after the pod stage. I think we had six couples push through, right? Six couples pushed through, but like only two of them had weddings. So six went through, two only had weddings, right? So to me, that's a failure. I mean, we can't even get half of the couples. Like we're not even getting people say, because I thought the drama and suspense a lot of times was when they would say no at the altar, right? No, we're not even getting to the altar no more. I mean, this reminds me of season five. Yeah, season five, the bad season, where we only had two couples make it to the altar, and only one was successful, right? So we got two that made it to the altar. So if we kind of go back into some of the couples, Steve, real quick, was it Steven and Monica? Steven and Monica. So that was the brother. That was no, he's not a brother. That was the white boy that is like, I guess, like he found his black ancestry, and the black girl, right? So that couple, they broke up pretty much after, like, it was might have been episode 10 or something like that, maybe even episode like 9. But basically, she's saying that she saw him texting some shorty, and texting her some nasty stuff, and she was like, "Oh no, I can't deal with you. I'm breaking up with you." Now we found out. I watched a little quick little clip of something. Actually, y'all want to see this? Y'all want to see this? Because this is somebody explaining how she found out. Because, and I'm gonna talk about this in a second, but like, we don't know how she found out. They're not telling us. They didn't tell us that on the show. But like, yeah, let's share the screen real quick, and let's find out how the heck did she find out about this guy, right? So let's watch this real quick.
Say this is a tale as old as time. So, on the most recent drop of Love is Blind episodes, we found out that Steven was inappropriately texting another woman, and then we got to see Monica savagely break up with him, which honestly I thought was iconic. However, we didn't know how Monica found out about this information. So, she went on the Vile Files today and explained exactly how she figured this all out. She said that Garrett and Taylor, another couple on Love is Blind this season, were baking a bunch of fall goods for all of the cast members, and they said, "We are going to text you when we are ready to bring them to your apartment." So Monica and Steven were chatting, having a great time. No cameras were rolling, and Steven went to the bathroom and his phone lit up. It was a text from Garrett. So Monica took his phone, opened it to see Garrett's text message, and then she looked under Garrett's text message and saw another woman's name. Decided to click on the name, and that is how she saw all of those inappropriate texts. We now officially know how Monica.
All right, so one, this girl said it was iconic. It was hardly iconic. It was pretty, like, iconic would be her spazzing out. It would be her saying something extra slick, whatever. It was like almost like he accepted it. So like a lot of people, I remember when I first learned this, people was like, "Oh, he was looking for a way out," right? Now, fair or foul, right? I guess we're about to get married, right? We are, fiancés to one another. But fair or foul, we've only known each other for a couple weeks. Is it okay for you to go into my phone, right? You know what I'm saying? Is it okay for you to be answering my text messages? Now, again, I seen some people say like, "Oh, yeah, he wanted to get caught." Like he wanted to get caught. Like, of course, and then he was supposed to be doing a sleep study, and he was texting some girl while he was doing a sleep study. Now, his excuse was ass. Like, I don't know about, I never done a sleep study. Some people saying I need to take one, whatever. They think I snore too much and all that, whatever. However, I don't know how that works, right? If go like, do you go to I don't even know how it works. But apparently, while he's at the sleep study, that's when he's sexting this girl, and it's a lot of inappropriate stuff, whatever. Fair or foul, though, like, yeah, I mean, I know that's wrong, but like two wrongs don't make it right either. You know what I mean? Like, is it okay for her to be up in his phone? Are we that close that you can answer messages that I get from my boy? You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I know that's not gonna be popular with the women, but I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. So that couple bit the dust, right? That couple bit the dust, and we don't see anything else from them, right? Then we get Tim and Alex, right? And we don't even see why they. Oh no, we know why he was upset with her, right? So Tim, he explained that he was upset with Alex because his parents came, right? And so like she spent some time with his family and his parents, right? And he talked about how they drove far away, and then he says once the cameras cut off, she went straight to take a nap, right? So then if I'm trying to picture this, right? So I introduce you to my family. You're my fiance, right? Because I'm trying to understand where he's coming from. You're my fiance, so you meet my parents, and you are forced to have a, a conversation with. You're forced to have a series of conversations with various family members of mine, right? And we're spending hours together. Sure, we are spending hours together talking. However, when the camera's cut off, right, and it's our time is off to do kind of what we want, what do? You go, and I don't know if she announced it, whatever, but you go take a nap. Instead, we could have been doing more. You could have been doing more to meet my family, right? Because these are people that's supposed to be in your life, right? And we could be a little bit more real behind, you know what I mean, when the camera's off. Maybe they was gonna play a game of spades. Maybe they was gonna go out to a restaurant to eat. Maybe they was gonna do some drinking or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. But like he was upset that she went to bed, and he felt offended. He's like, yo, these people came all this way to meet you. And then once you had the opportunity to and we're off our shift for the day, you went straight to bed. And she just was like, oh, I need my naps. I'm sorry. Like, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. I actually see where brother is coming from. I see where he's coming from, just because like you have an opportunity to make a deeper connection with my family. That might lead me to like be sure about you, because we already knew that he was unsure about her. And we don't even know why he was unsure about her, like when they had their last argument, right? So I feel the brother. I actually do. I don't think he's too crazy with this. I do feel him. However, he was looking for a reason to get out of this relationship, because although I understand what he's saying, that's not why. I don't think that is why he broke it off with her. I think he broke it off with her because he saw first impression of how this woman lives. Now, I'm not going to make it seem like I'm Danny Tanner from Full House and like my house is always spick and span, spotless, clean, right? However, I come from I come from a family and a day and time where we do not have company unless our house is presentable. Now her excuse was that, like, oh, when we were when I was packing to leave for Love is Blind, and then and I know how that gets, right? Like, you ever try to get ready for something, and like you had to dig through like other clothes, maybe you had some totes or something like that, of clothes, and you're digging through stuff, and then when you get back, or yeah, maybe you just get back from earlier in the day, and you realize like, oh my god, I wrecked my room just to find this shirt, right? So that's part of her excuse, but like there was a lot more stuff going on in that house than some clothes. I mean, she had trash bags everywhere. It looked a hot mess. So I think brother, he saw that first impression, and he didn't want to, he didn't, I think he wanted some type of, I think he wanted bail, right? Maybe some sympathy, where it's looking like, if I break up with her because she's not tidy, or like because of the way her house looked, and even though she got this built-in reason, I'm gonna look crazy, right? But if I make it about my parents, maybe people could see my side. However, you still look crazy, bro. So boy was a little bit shot out. You know what I'm saying? He did have, I mean, he might have had some undercover, anger issues that we don't even know about. But I don't think he broke up with her because of the parents thing. I think that is a factor. I think that was like a secondary reason, but I think the main reason was he don't like how she lived. He thought her house was a hot mess, and he was like, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Right. I gotta hightail out of here. Right. So that's what I think of that couple. I'm gonna say this, and this is another couple that broke up prior to the aisle, prior to getting there. So we already did two couples that broke up. Next one we're gonna just mention is Hannah and Nick. So they broke it off in episode 11, right? Episode 11, that was the episode right before the weddings. And she broke it off, and she made many claims throughout this time that like he wasn't a man. And part of her saying that was because he lacks a lot of responsibilities, right? He lives at home with his parents. He has very minimal in terms of what he has to pay in terms of bills. Like, he's never had to live on his own. And she touts the fact that she's lived on her own for a long time, since she was like, I mean, older teenager, young adult, and she's in her mid to late 20s, and she's like, yeah, like, you're a boy and this and that. Now, Hannah was like kind of yeah, happy go lucky and she had a lot of fun in the pods, but then yeah, once she got out of the pods, it was like kind of serious. My thing is with her criticism of Nick was that you would have known all the things that you're complaining about, you would have known about those things in the pod if we had those conversations. So like it's no you can't judge him for not being a man and hold those things against him if you knew that. It ain't like it shouldn't have been a surprise. And if you didn't know that prior, then I don't know what you're talking about. But she spent a lot of time pointing out the negatives, pointing out the negatives. So my thing is, because she's like, oh, but I love him though. I need to take my rose-colored glasses off. Your glasses is not rose colored, right? You know what I'm saying? Your glasses is concrete color. You know what I'm saying? Like when at what point in time did you love him? Because I did not feel any love from Hannah towards Nick. Not even from when they first locked eyes with each other. I didn't feel any love there. When Nick was like her second choice, Hannah was like his second choice, right? So I think when she even realized that, like I don't even think she was like thrilled back then. I think she wanted an opportunity to get on the show. I think she wanted her 15 minutes of fame, but like at no point did I feel like, oh man, she really loves that man. No, she seemed annoyed by him every step of the way, every step of the way. So I don't know. I don't know what she was talking about, but like Hannah did not like Nick. Right. So I'm kind of glad they didn't get to the aisle. She didn't even try on a dress. So shout out to her for not maybe she didn't want that moment, you know what I mean? I think probably because she would have had to invite her parents to that, and she was like, her mom at least, and she was like, nah, don't even bother. But it didn't work out. It didn't work out. The one surprise couple that did not work out. So we got three that bite the dust, right? Three that bite the dust. Okay. We got Ramses and Marissa. So I'm actually surprised that they fell off, right? So people have been talking throughout the week. They saying that, they were saying a lot of wild stuff about Ramses and saying how like he ain't I guess him and Marissa had a conversation about like wearing a condom, and he was like, "Well, I want it to be enjoyable," but then like I don't know. This is what I'll say about the show: the people outside of Love Is Blind, like the bloggers and the content creators, they've been going ham with this with the stuff, and they've been ahead of all these stories. They've been the lead detectives, and in some ways, although it does make you entertained, it kind of takes, I ain't gonna lie, it takes away from the show a little bit because especially the way that Netflix airs these things, right? Since they give us 3 episodes, 4 episodes a block, it gives us so much information, and then it gives it's too much time in between, so then we're filling in gaps and we're learning new narratives, right? So yeah, they broke it off. And what did I put here? I said, so yeah, I think he definitely is attracted to her, but it seems like he's not thrilled about living with her. Although she has this like bubbly personality, and like she's all smiles and she's sweet. She looked like that black actress from The Craft, if y'all remember that, and she was on with Half and Half. That was the show. Um, I think even though she has that bubbly personality, I think she turns that off when she's a lawyer. When she gets in lawyer mode, she's very busy. She's probably very serious, and I think a lot of her seriousness, I think he felt some of that. I think that just kind of goes against his, like, he has a very carefree nature, and I think that goes against that. Um, I didn't think they would break things off though. I think when parents make threats, like her mom made those threats about cutting balls off and stuff like that. I don't know. I just don't think that bodes well. I don't think that was the main reason. One thing that he mentioned was he talked to friends and he talked to family, and he what he learned was that his ex-wife was like way more devastated about this than he realized. And he was just I guess he's having these thoughts of like maybe he's about to go make things work with her, but he's having these thoughts like, I don't want to hurt you like that. And I think it was just the conversations with outside entities or outside forces, outside people, And I think they maybe people were low, maybe knocking some sense into him, like, yo, are you sure, bro? Like you have to live with this woman. Like this is not just like your girlfriend. Like this is somebody that you about to start life with. Like, are you ready for that? And Ramsey's got cold feet, man. He got cold feet. And then so yeah, so we four couples bite the dust. Four couples bite the dust, and then we get two couples that make it to the aisle, right? So we'll say the first couple actually, Garrett, because I don't have much to say about them. Garrett and Taylor, right? Garrett and Taylor. Both of them said I do. Both of them said I do. The end. That was one of the most boring couples I've ever seen on this show. Like it's boring. Like I just was like it was watching them was like watching paint dry. Like I did not see the allure or like I don't even know why they were attracted to each other. I don't know why anything. Like it they were boring. They were talking about from the very first episode, they were talking about being physicists and camp like all type of science stuff. Like boring. Ain't nobody trying to see that. I mean, so they both said I do. And then Ashley and Tyler. So we got way more drama from the outside bloggers and outside content creators than we did actually in the show. So in the show, he does have kids, but they're like sperm donor kids. We learned outside the show that he actually has like three full kids. So like it's interesting to see once we get to the finale next week, or not the finale, but yeah, once we get to the reunion next week, it's interesting to see what their dynamic is, if they're even still together, right? If they're still together. But they both said I do. Um, Neither one of them, especially him, he never had like a cold feet moment. It seemed like they just kind of roll through their relationship, like, and they kind of getting through things, and his family likes her family likes him, and happily ever after, I guess. I don't know, but I think people definitely don't want to see them together, and again, I'm interested to know what their status is when we get to the reunion. So, that is my report on Love Is Blind. Hopefully you watched it. Hopefully you got a chance to see it. Like I said, man, this show is not about. It's not. It's now I'm learning this show is less about. Is the Love Is Blind? It's like, are you? It's not even about love being blind. It's about, are you ready to have a shotgun wedding? Are you ready to get married in 4 weeks? Right. So I think that's what like maybe they need to call it like blind 4 week blind 4 week wedding challenge or something like that. I don't know, like, because we're not seeing too many instances of people like not finding the other person attractive and then still making it work. We saw that in other seasons. We saw that where like we definitely saw, like, even with the boy Shake, right? The Indian people, Shake and Deepti. He went to the aisle. They had an Indian style wedding. It was like, it was majestic. It was fancy, and it was that's when he said no. I mean, but like he struggled with accepting and coming to grips with how attracted he was to her, or his lack of that, the whole show. And I think ever since that season, I think they tried to pick better looking people. I just think in general, because I don't think they wanted people to go through that again, even though that's what the premise of the show originally was. But now, because for example, Ramses and Marissa, it wasn't about their attraction, right? None of these people complain, other than like Hannah and Nick. Nobody really complained about their attraction to their other partner. So like, it ain't about love being blind. It's about, are you ready to live with this person in 3 weeks? Are you ready to marry this person and have them be your wife in 4 weeks? Like that's too short. That's too soon. So it's like the experiment can't be duplicated in the real world ever. But it's like I said, it's about those other things more so than about, whether, you know, sight unseen, and people are attracted to each other. So they might have to change the name of the show, and I think they need to make some adjustments. So we'll see what happens in the reunion. If it's worth talking about, we'll react to it. But if it's not, then we gonna move on. All right. So let's move on. All right, all right, we got a debut album. So, and I'm a week late on this album, I believe. And man, we got to get some record sales. Hopefully, we can get some record sales of this album. But I want to talk about it a little bit. Okay, so, and I heard this album was fire, and I was like, okay. Now I like this artist though. So, oh no, we are. Wait up, time out. No, it's saying this album came out. No, that's impossible. They're saying the album came out. I think they added a song to this joint. They're saying Glory. Oh, this is a bonus one. Oh, the bonus track edition came. Okay. Okay, my bad. So Glorilla just dropped, right? So yes, her album came out October 11th, right? So we're like 2 weeks. The album's been out for about 2 weeks now, right? Yo, let me tell y'all, man. Let me tell y'all. So Glorilla already is right now in terms of actual music, the actual music. I'm not talking about my attractiveness to her, which I do think I find her attractive. I mean, she got that, she got some, got a little ghetto fabulous, style to her. She definitely looked like she could be Wendy Raquel Robinson's like daughter or something like that, niece or something, little sister or something like that, right? But Glorilla, in terms of the female rapper, she's probably my favorite. She is my favorite one. I think she just there's something about her. There's something about her. She has this authenticity that I really like. She is a little bit gangster. I think even though she makes music that, her audience is women, but like she has a way to where she makes music that is also appeals to men, right? So it don't feel super girly. It feels like some stuff that the bros would listen to, but obviously, like when you listen to the content and what she's saying, it is geared. I mean, obviously, she wants the bad bitches to kind of react to it and be a part of it. But this album is absolutely fire, fire. I said this before too. In her short career that she's had, she has not missed yet. Like any song that she kind of put out or any verse that she put out that she's been on that got popularized is she has not missed yet. She has not missed yet. And I would say with this album, 15 tracks, 42 minutes, she did not miss. She did not miss. I would say that it's you could play it straight through. It's a no skip. Now, there are certain songs that stand out more than other songs, but even the songs that aren't standout ones, they're not bad songs, and they're not even necessarily skips. It's just like, I just like certain songs better. So, start to finish, though. Start to finish, it's fire. So the album standouts. What stands out on this album? I got a list. I got a list of songs. So the intro, man, I haven't. You know what I mean? It feels good when a rapper takes the chance to do an intro on like a muted beat, right? Or it's a build up, right? So once I heard the intro, I was like, okay, no, she really tried to make an album. Like this is not just a collection of songs by some female rapper. Like, no, she there was some thought put into this, right? And as far as we know, nobody's writing her raps, right? She like I said, the quality of the bars is good enough, and it don't make you feel like anybody will be incapable of what she's saying. And like I think it's her accent and things like that. Like it feels like she's writing the raps, right? So start to finish is fire. So the album standouts, right? So the intro, there's a song called "Hold On." That's like the second track. Then what you know about, and that's the one with Sexy Red, and that's the one that's to the "Wipe Me Down" like sample. That song is crazy. That song is crazy. That song is fire. It's catchy. It's definitely something that we're gonna hear in the clubs. Um, Stop playing and that hook. Stop playing with that girl. Stop playing with that girl. Right, yo, that joint is a banger. Don't deserve, yo. Don't Deserve is like the 2024 version of Love is Blind. So Don't Deserve feature Money Long. We're gonna get into that song in a second. But yeah, so Don't Deserve, Rain Down on Me, Step with Boss Man D-Lo, Queen of Memphis, and then I Love Her with featuring T-Pain. So, like I said, the other songs aren't bad. These just stand out. So, Rain on Me, featuring Kirk Franklin and Maverick City Music, is just this refreshing, positive song. It's not a gospel song, whatever, but like you definitely hear the gospel notes and the influence there. But no, it's like it's just real, it's authentic, right? It's positive, it's positive. But yeah, like I said, Don't Deserve is the 2024 version of Love is Blind by Eve. Um, it just has this message to it. It just has this message, and it is overall it's positive. Like it's affirming. It's affirming to women. There's definitely the talk about, like domestic abuse and things like that. But the hook is that nigga don't deserve my friend. He don't know the baby. That nigga don't deserve my friend. Like it's catchy. Yeah, I mean, Money Long does her thing on there. Like it's good. It's good. It's positive. The lyrics feel like they have substance to them. And even the other songs that I mentioned that were like really good, like I Love Her. Like that gives her, T-Pain gives her that R&B vibe. You know what I'm saying? Queen of Memphis, you got Friday on that joint. Friday's killing that joint. So like she does well, man. She did really good for this first album. I know it took a little bit for this album to kind of come out in terms of like her actually having a debut. Well, I guess no. So, well, see, they're considering everything. I guess I don't know if that's considered an album, but that's the one that had which one? What did that had? Yeah, Glow. What else did that one have? That one just had Yeah Glow on it. I guess it was nothing. There was no other singles or whatever from that. But like I thought that was her I thought that was gonna be I thought that was her debut album, but I guess not. Um they're considering this her debut album. And Glorious, man, it's good, man. It's good. I recommend you go give that a spin. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, hopefully you find some enjoyment with it as well. But it's not your typical female rapper album. That's like kind of like sad and boring and things like that. Like, no, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. So, all right. Let's see. Last topic, because we kind of got it. This is gonna be a short. This might be a some semi shorter episode. But we got the NBA tip off. NBA tip off. So, yeah we covered. I guess we covered technically four topics. Yeah, Love Is Blind, the Glorilla album, NBA tip off, and then I did that Elon Musk stuff. So yeah. All right. So the NBA tip off. So two historic moments, right? Two historic moments in the tip off, right? So the very opening night, which was the 22nd, right? Wednesday, yeah, was it? No, Tuesday the 22nd, was the tip off night. And two historic things happened on this night. So the first historic moment was the Celtics 18th banner day, right? So the Celtics, the defending champs, they had the ring ceremony and stuff like that. They hang up the 18th banner and they went against the Knicks. And then we had the father and son debut of LeBron James and Bronny James, right? So first, we'll start off with the Celtics. The Celtics blew the Knicks out. Blew the Knicks out. But however, you can't tell too much from the first game of the season, especially when you lose. Like you can't determine that the loser is a loser in the first game of the season, right? But I'll say this: Cat did, like, numbers wise, right? He was not effective. He was not effective. It looks like they lack some chemistry and they need to build that up with Cat and Mikal Bridges. But like, they got blown out. They lost, by 20 some points there, opening night. The Celtics, though, on the other hand, they had it all figured out. They had it all figured out. They tied a NBA record and they hit 29 3-pointers. And they shot an amazing 47% from three-point range. They exploded into the game. They started that game hot. They exploded and they came out with a 43-point first quarter Tatum had 37 points and 10 boards. Brown, Jalen Brown, um, he had 23.7 boards. Derek White, who I think is the most important player on their team, I think he added like 24 points. Drew Holiday had 18 points. All their starters had double figures. All their starters had double figures. Remember, Porzingis is out still. Porzingis, he got hurt in the finals last year. And he actually got hurt in the playoffs. And then like he did also get kind of hurt in the finals. But like that was a short series. That was a 5-game series. They got the Mavericks out of here. And we're hoping that he's back sooner than later. But like they can win. They can win a lot of games without him. Like they don't necessarily need him for the regular season, for the postseason for sure. But like they might need him if they want to maintain number one, like be a number one seed and maintain that status. But like just to make the playoffs, they're actually pretty good. So we got that game, and then we got oh yeah, we got the Lakers game. We got the Lakers game. Now the Lakers, they beat the new look Timberwolves, right? And again, a historic moment. Bronny and his dad, LeBron James, right? King James, they got to play. They got to play with each other. So this was the first time since Ken Griffey Jr. Senior and Ken Griffey Jr. Ken This is the first time since Ken Griffey Senior and Ken Griffey Jr. It's the first time in professional sports since the Ken Griffeys played on the same team. Um, back in the day, baseball. So obviously the first basketball players to play on the same team with each other. And it was, it's a historic moment. It's almost like it's a cute moment, even though ain't nothing supposed to be cute about the NBA. It was a cute, heartfelt moment. It's like, wow, like yo, this guy really played in the NBA long enough for his own son to be his teammate. Like that's unreal. That's unreal. But yeah, they kind of they beat the Timberwolves. They ain't steamroll over them, but they beat them pretty well. AD stole the show though. Although it was heartfelt and it was nice, AD is the one who stole the show. AD had 36 points and 16 boards, a monster night. All the starters except for D'Lo were in double figures. LeBron, he had about 16 points. Achimura had about 18 points. So they was getting scoring from some other places. Bronny did get in the game. Bronny did get in the game, but to be honest, he probably shouldn't have been getting no playing time. He's probably not there yet. He went 0 for 2. He missed the 3-pointer that his dad tried to give him assist on. And yeah, so and I think he might have had 1 rebound. So debut not looking too good, but like I don't think I don't think that we should be expecting anything from Bronny, to be honest with you. Like if he gets some garbage time minutes and he's playing, good for him. But like I don't think people should be expecting him to do too much. And rightfully so, rightfully so. The Timberwolves, on the other hand, they couldn't get much scoring outside of Anthony Edwards. Mike Conley struggled. Jaden McDaniel struggled. You know what I mean? Rudy had 13 points, but like, that's pretty much all Rudy can give you. That's all Rudy got in the tank. Julius Randle had 16 points and 9 boards. Okay, he was 5 for 10, so it was not a bad debut for Julius Randle. Not a bad debut, but it just wasn't the debut I think that um people necessarily wanted. I think it's still a little bit, you know, it doesn't live up to the expectations, right? Now, granted, he's not Cat, you know what I mean, but I think he is gonna have some good rapport. He's gonna put up some good numbers for them. Let's see who else. But he did have a better game than Cat, though, if we want to be fair. I was surprised that Rob Dillingham did not make a debut. So the star rookie point guard who went to Kentucky, Rob Dillingham, he's on the Timberwolves, and I thought that he would make his pro debut, but like coach decided like to keep him on the bench. But like that's who's gonna be winning them some games. Like he's nice. And if Mike Conley struggles, right? Granted, it's the first game of the season, but if Mike Conley struggles to score, you're gonna need to have Rob Dillingham playing these games. Whether you want Conley to be the veteran starter, and then you have like Dillingham come in as a spark plug, or you have Dillingham start, and then you have that surefire or that sure-handled veteran point guard that just is gonna like calm everybody down and like get methodical buckets, right? So it depends on your approach, but I think that Rob Dillingham should be playing. He should play 81 games this year. So he missed the first game. He should play in the other 81 games if they're gonna win. Obviously, barring injury and all that type of stuff, though. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Let me see real quick, man. I might have a little bit of time, but I'm trying to see if there's anything else we could talk about, react to before I go. Before I let go. I did actually want to watch that, but like that's a little bit long. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is quick something. Do I have I think I have another quick something as well. But we'll do this quick something. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, let's do this quick something. All right. So, all right, ladies always giving guys flack for certain things. Not always, but like sometimes we get the flack for certain things. But like if you had to guess what hobbies are like the most annoying to women, right? Like about men, like what male hobbies or what hobbies can a man have that would rank at the top, right? So like I would think that hobbies I already know. I already know where this is going. I already know where this is going, but I'm gonna share it with y'all. But y'all let me know. What do you think would be some top three hobbies? So let's hear it.
And why are you unattractive to women?
This is another list, isn't it?
This is another list. It's the least attractive hobbies according to women.
All right, give me top three.
Okay, in at number 3, magic tricks.
What is wrong with a magician?
You know what? I like magicians.
All right.
I don't think anybody likes a magician, to be honest. Look at you. No offense to you, Levi. I'm coming at Levi all. He came at me one episode out, so I'm coming at him. No offense to Levi, but like magic is just never like it's interesting, but I think if you was just out here doing magic tricks for people, I think women might find that weird. Now, I wonder the demographic. I think if I think I ain't gonna lie, if you black and you was a magician, I think there would be a novelty to it, and like your girl might actually be impressed, especially if you were good, right? But I think that would wear down. I think you would already have to be kind of cool. But typically, the people that do magic and that are like toting the fact that they know how to do magic tricks or touting the fact that they know how to do magic tricks are nerds, right? So I don't know if anybody really likes it, but like I know this, I know certain women that definitely don't like that stuff, right? So let's keep going. Let's keep watching.
Number 2 is collecting figurines.
Like you mean like little toys and stuff? As
Yeah.
adults, that's a turn off for you girls.
And the number 1
So I can see why too, but like again, like I think that just kind of shows like some dedication. But like I think I think it depends on how you do it. Like obviously, if you're collecting toys and figurines, you're not like taking them out of the packages and stuff like that. But I think if you like go OD on like, yo, whoa, don't touch this, don't touch that. Like I think like if you had a bunch of Funko Pops, even though they're kind of cool and they probably might be worth money one day, I think those are kind of corny, like in terms of figures, like but like, but they're interesting because it's like, oh, yo, you got Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory Funko Pop, like they literally make a Funko Pop for everything, so that's why it's kind of cool. But I don't know. And then last one, what do you think? What do you think? What do you guess? What do you guess is the number one thing? And it's obviously it's clear as day. And I think this spans across all demographics of people, all races, demographics, appearances, all this number one hobby. I know what it is, but what do you think it is? Let's see.
least attractive hobby according to women, playing video games.
Oh, go away. It's our Call of Duty as men to play video games, all right? Did you get the joke?
That's terrible.
No, but seriously, guys, is it a turn off for women? Do you think it should be?
Ladies, do you agree with this list? Men.
I think ladies would, in general, agree with this list, but well, especially number one. So video games, it's the reason why is because there's a lot of men that have given like video game playing a bad rap, right? So like it's I think, and I talked about this on a throwback episode, right? Yes, if you are the type of guy, if you don't have a man cave, like if you're going to be playing video games, you have to have a man cave. You have to have a designated room, or maybe not cave, but you have to have a designated room to play your games. If you are the guy that plays the video games in your living room, right? Because maybe you was always single, you know what I mean? And like maybe whatever. But if you're the guy that plays video games in the living room and like you hog all the entertainment and like everybody has to watch you play video games, yes, that's probably a turnoff. But like I think women appreciate it when you have your own space because then they can take over the whole living room. You know what I'm saying? I think women like that. But I think it also gives a bad rap because there is an addictive nature to like I don't think there's an addictive nature to collecting things or maybe there is hoarding a little bit or to magic. There's not an addictive nature to magic. There's an addictive nature to playing video games. There's guys that like they can play for hours. I probably have a 2 hour max. I could play some video games. I get tired. I don't like sitting in the same position for too long. And it's a wrap for me. I can't do video games past that. But yeah, there are people that stay up all night. There are people that miss work for video games. Like I haven't gotten to that level yet, but we'll see. But what do you think? Do you think that list rings true? How you feel about video games, ladies? Let me know in the comment section. Share the content with a gamer that you know, and they might be appalled and offended as well. But what do you think about this week's show? Right? Again, we talked about Elon Musk and his voter bribes. Right? We talked about Love Is Blind, Glorilla's debut album, the NBA tip-off, and then just this last topic we talked about the most unattractive hobbies of men. Right? So again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm glad to be here with y'all, man, every week. This is episode 168 of the 280 Plus podcast, y'all. I'll be back next week. We're going to try to get here a little bit earlier in the week. That's why I want to get back into earlier in the week, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the news cycle is and the content flows. I didn't even know I was going to have a bar there, but yo, it's episode 168 of the 280 Plus podcast, y'all. I'm Low Steph, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.